Hi, thanks for joining me in this morning practice, or really any time of the day practice that will help to wake up the body and prepare for seated meditation if you'd like to continue with that. We'll begin lying down on our backs. It would be helpful if you had handy for practice a blanket or a couple of blankets, as well as a belt or a strap. So begin by carefully and slowly lowering down onto your back. Bring your arms down alongside your body and let your whole body rest effortlessly on the floor. Connect to the natural rhythm of your breathing. Bend your knees and ground the soles of your feet about hips width apart. And open your arms out to either the cactus shape or a T, whatever allows the arms to be heavy on the floor. We'll begin with a spinal undulation. It's like cat-cow here on your back. Inhale to arch the lower back away from the floor. Notice that my hips aren't lifting off the ground. As you exhale, press the lower back flat into the floor. Try this a few more times on your own, filling the belly with breath on the inhalation and squeezing the abdominals, pressing the lower back into the floor on the exhalation. At the end of that last one, allow the spine to rest in neutral. Drape your right leg over your left leg so there's no space between your thighs. Anchor your left shoulder to the ground. Rock to the inner edge of your left foot to lower your legs to the right. With your exhalation, come back to center. Repeat. You can do the movement on the inhale. Don't feel like you need to go as far as you can go. No forcing, no pushing. Maintain a quality of ease in your movements. Once you come back to center, switch sides, switch the cross of your legs. Left leg drapes over the right, crossed at the thighs. Right shoulder stays rooted. Rock to the inner edge of your right foot. Legs lower left. And with your exhalation, come back to center. Notice if this side feels different than the first side. Acknowledge any difference with kind attention. Once you're back to center, uncross your legs. If you have a strap, we'll take the strap around the heels and extend the legs up to vertical. If you don't have a strap, you can simply hold your thighs. So we're not going for a big stretch yet. Legs to vertical. Press the backs of your thighs away from you and spread wide the toes and the bottoms of your feet. Stay connected to your breath. Now let's keep the right foot in the strap and either release left foot to the floor or stretch out left leg straight onto the floor. If you choose to straighten the leg, press the back of the left thigh down toward the ground and push out through the heel. And now you can start to bring the right leg closer in to you. If the leg feels tight, the knee could be bent and stay bent, or you could try bending and re-extending a few times. If you don't have a strap, you can hold the thigh. You know, some folks like to hold the foot. That's fine. Make sure it's not distorting the upper body, that the shoulder's not lifting to reach for the foot. So if you can draw the head of the arm bone into the shoulder socket and root evenly through both sides of the upper back, then hold the foot. If you find yourself reaching and becoming asymmetrical to hold the foot, then just hold the leg instead. If the left foot is planted, you can let the left knee come out to the left and open the right leg out to the right. If the left leg has been straight, let's just offset the left leg a few inches to the left and then open the right leg out to the right. So rather than lifting the left side of the body off the ground to get the right foot down, let's be more interested in keeping the pelvis level and then opening the leg to that degree. You can place your left hand on the top of your left thigh, close to the hip, to help ground down the left side of the body. Carefully bring the leg back up to center. And let's switch sides. We'll put the left foot in the strap. If you can, get the strap around the heel and either release the right foot to the floor or stretch out right leg straight onto the floor. Press the back of the right thigh down if the leg is straight. You can start to take the left leg closer in. Maybe a little bending and re-extending, or keeping the knee bent if there's too much sensation in the back of the leg. Now either sliding the right leg out to the right a bit if the leg is straight, or let the right knee drop out to the right if the foot's been planted, and then we'll open the left leg out to the left away from the midline. Again, be mindful that the right hip isn't lifting off the ground. Let's try to anchor the right side of the body back down. Stay connected to your breath. Carefully bring the leg back up to center. Let's put both feet into the strap again. And this time you might bring the legs in closer as it's available to you. Let's go ahead and release the strap and release the feet to the floor. And you can set the strap aside. Open the arms out again to a T or to cactus. Let's have the feet a bit wider than the hips and windshield wiper the legs side to side. And maybe the head rotates opposite the direction the legs are going. Come back to center. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Cross the legs at the shins. I'll show from a different angle that might be more helpful. So we cross at the shins. And then if you can, you're going to take hold of your feet. Okay, the head is heavy on the ground. Supta Sukhasana. It's better to try to cross at the shins rather than the ankles, so you can draw the feet a little further across the midline toward the knees. Draw the elbows down toward the floor and draw the legs closer into the body. If it's a struggle to get your feet, you could wrap your strap or a towel or something around your legs so that you can pull the tail ends to help the stretch. Feet are flexed here. Gently draw toes toward the knees. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Again, crossing at the shins. Try to bring your feet more into alignment with your knees. Flex the feet and then draw the elbows down to draw the legs in closer to you. Be with your breath and be with the sensations that are arising moment to moment. Release your feet to the floor, and then one at a time, stretch out the legs straight onto the floor. Interlace your hands in front of your chest. Inhale, palms stretch up toward the ceiling. Exhale, stretch the arms overhead to or toward the floor. Reach through the backs of your legs, push out through your heels, full body stretch. Let's bring it a little more into the side body, push out through right heel and the right hand. You can even walk your upper body a little to the left. to make a little bit of a banana shape. Breathe into right side. Try the same thing on the other side. Push out a little bit more through left heel. You can walk the upper body a little to the right. Stretch through left arm, left leg, left side. Breathe into left side. And then come back to center. Elongate front of the body, sides of the body, and back body. And now release all together. Let's just take a moment here. Arms by your sides. Sinking, settling, surrendering to gravity. Bend your knees, roll to your side, and press up to a seat. You might like to sit on the edge of a blanket. This is especially helpful for those of you who, when you sit, are kind of slumped back a little bit and have a hard time coming forward. Okay, so we'll sit cross-legged. And when we sit on the blanket, we sit on the edge. We don't want to be on the whole thing because then it doesn't change that much. We want to sit a little bit on the edge. It'll help tilt the pelvis forward. Okay. So we're sitting cross-legged. Let's sit with the feet more in alignment with the knees than the ankles, if possible. Okay, and we'll take a twist here. First to the right. So bring your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. Inhale, rise from the root of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, rotate your ribs and your shoulders to your right. With each inhalation, lift up through your chest, reach the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And with each exhalation, encourage the gentle rotation, the twisting of your spine. Let's stay in the twist a few more breaths. We'll just turn the head to gaze over the left shoulder. Unwind your spine, come back to center. Switch the cross of your legs. Second side. Right hand to your left knee, left hand behind the spine. Inhale, reaching crown of the head up to the ceiling. Exhale, twisting to your left. We draw the left shoulder blade toward the spine. Using your breath, the inhalation is for lengthening. The exhalation is for twisting. Let's turn the head to gaze over the right shoulder. Unwind your spine, feel center. Okay, at this point, I'm going to change my seat to Virasana, to Hero's Pose. You could stay in this Sukhasana seat if it's better for you. So you could sit up on a blanket or a block. I like to use a block for Hero's Pose. Maybe a blanket on top if you need extra support or your block is really hard. Okay, so we sit back onto the block unless the sitting bones easily come down to the ground. And the heels are just outside, the feet are just outside of the outer hips. Interlace your hands in front of you. Press the palms forward and then stretch your arms up toward the ceiling. Root a little bit more down through the sitting bones. Stretch up through your arms, upper arm bones, hug inward, and reach for the ceiling. Feel your breath moving in, moving out with ease. With your next exhalation, let your arms float down through this ocean of energy. Next, we'll take eagle arms. We'll take the arms out wide to a T. Bring your right arm underneath your left arm and wrap the arms around each other. You might be able to connect the palms. You might be able to connect the backs of the hands. Maybe you can't connect at all. You could use a strap to help the hands be closer together. Feel the broadening, the stretching through your back. And reach your elbows a little bit more forward to increase that broadening between the shoulder blades. Release your arms. Second side, stretching arms out wide to a T. Bring your left arm underneath your right, wrapping the arms around each other. Elbows are at about shoulder height. And you can use your strap if the hands aren't ready to come together. Stretch your elbows a little more forward to increase the space between the shoulder blades and the spine. And see if you can send your breath there between the shoulder blades. Release your arms. Notice any sensation in the shoulders, traveling down through the arms into the hands. Okay, now we'll come off of our seat and to hands and knees. Let's position the wrists beneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. Cat, cow. As you inhale, arch to a back bend. Exhale to round your back and release the weight of your head. Follow the rhythm of your breathing, chest lifting, chest moving forward on the inhalation. And mid-back lifts up toward the ceiling On the exhalation, press the floor away with your hands. Try a few more times. Let's inhale one more time, arching the back, lifting the sitting bones. You could walk your hands forward about a hand's length, tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips up and back into the downward facing dog. If you find your spine is rounding, then keep the knees bent. So our focus is on lifting the sitting bones up, and then as the legs straighten, you can press your thigh bones back. Push the floor away with your hands and let your head hang heavy. Let's lower the knees down to the ground. If your knees are sensitive, you might want to put a blanket underneath your knees. Step your right foot forward to come into a lunge shape. Bring your hands to your thigh, press the hands down to raise the torso up. Interlace your hands behind you. If you can't get the hands to connect, you could hold a strap. Take your shoulder blades down your back and lift your chest up. And then if it's available, you can start to lift your arms up. Make sure lifting the arms doesn't mean you come forward and stay lifted in the chest. Rooting evenly through the right foot, ball of the foot, baby toe mound, and heel. And pressing the left knee down into the floor. Release your hands. Let's switch sides. Left foot comes forward to make the lunge shape. Hands to the thigh. Push the hands down, lifting up through the torso. Interlace your hands behind you. Shoulder blades down and toward each other. Chest rises, arms could rise. Deriving some of that rising energy by rooting through your foot and your knee. Let's release the hands. And one more time, press back to the downward facing dog. Lower your knees down to the ground. Let's come back to a seat. Again, sitting on the edge of the blanket. Stretch legs out in front. And then open legs out wide in Upavishta Konasana. So how wide is negotiable Please don't force or push to as wide as you can possibly go. Thighs pressed down, feet are flexed, toes and knees point up. We'll take a little turn to face the right leg and then hinge at the hips to fold over the leg. You might not get very far, that's okay. Keep rooting down through your sitting bones, especially your left sitting bone. And rooting the backs of the thighs down toward the floor. Some of you might take your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot. Right hand off to the right a little bit. I like to be on tippy fingers. Lift up a little bit and spin your belly more to the right. And then exhale, fold in a little bit deeper. Slowly, carefully, root to rise. Come back to center. Feel your breath. Second side, turn your torso to face your left leg. Make sure the toes and the knees are still pointing straight up. They haven't dropped out to the side or caved in. Inhale, elongate from the root of your spine up through the crown of your head. And exhale, hinge at the hips to fold forward. And if you did so on the other side, you could take hold of the outer edge of your foot. Certainly, if it's too far away, you can use a strap. We lift up a little bit and spin the belly a little more to the left and then fold back in. Slowly, carefully rise to center. Bring your hands to your inner knees. Help the knees to bend. And bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. You can take hold of your ankles or your feet. Inhale, grow taller from root to crown. And exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Lift skin below the navel up. Stretch your inner knees away from each other. And lightly draw the shoulder blades toward the spine so the chest stays open. Rooting to rise, come all the way back up. And from here, let's find a seat for 5 minutes of meditation. If you prefer to lie down on your back in Shavasana, you certainly could do so. You can sit in Virasana, hero's pose on the block like we did before, or you could sit in Sukhasana. You could sit on a chair. It's helpful, again, here, particularly when we're going to sit for a while, to elevate the sitting bones so the spine can be upright. You can kind of shift around a little bit to root evenly through whatever's touching the floor. And then dropping into stillness. Close your eyes or just turn your gaze downward. Let the arms be relaxed. There's no need to reach to get the hands to the knees. You can slide the elbows back and then just let the hands slide to where they want to be. You might take a couple longer, deeper breaths to really bring awareness into the breath stream. And then just allow the breath to breathe itself. Awareness resting on the natural wave-like rhythm of your breathing. If the mind wanders off away from your breath, gently guide it back. You might have to do that many, many times. This is our practice. This is meditation. If the body feels fidgety, see if you can just be okay with that fidgetiness. Try to be still. Focus on the breath. The mind feels really busy. If it's hard to be still at all, take some longer, deeper breaths. And then when you feel a little bit calmer, let the breath return to its natural, unhurried rhythm. Notice if you're gripping or tightening or hardening anywhere, perhaps in the belly or the jaw or your hands. And see if you can just soften and open to receive the moment, open to receive the breath. And now invite your breath to deepen. And feel your connection to the earth through your sitting bones, through your legs, through the contact your body makes with the floor. Sense the touch of air on your skin. And notice any sounds your ears are receiving. Let's bring hands, palms together at heart center and make a little bow. And when you're ready, you can raise your head and open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for sharing a part of your day with me.